I mean, obviously, if you talked about going down there Wednesday night when we were on the bus, if you're taking a split going on the road against those two teams, you'd take it. Really happy with the fight of Ferris. I mean, that was probably a really enjoyable game to watch. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of big-time shot making by both teams. Um, Lake State, I don't think it was a no-show. I don't think we were at our best, and I think they were closer to their best, and that's a really good team, and especially in that gym. Uh, I think the game could have went a lot worse. I think we have room to improve as well. I don't think we were as sharp as we needed to be defensively. We gave up some threes that we didn't need to give up that I think could have made it a little bit different of a game, but all the credit to Lake State. I mean, they were really good that night, and obviously they were really good on Saturday too, so they're playing well right now. Honestly, we just made a few more shots a little bit because, I mean, they came out and jumped us again, and then we finally got a little hot offensively, and the problem was every time we made some shots and it felt like we were going to, I'm not saying come back and win it, but every time it felt like we were going to have a chance to push and make it a tighter game, they would just hit some big threes, and some of them were our fault, some of them were really good plays by them. But the first half, even without Marcus scoring, it felt like we got some really good looks that just didn't go in. We were getting inside out. We had some feet set threes, and you can't always count on them going in on the road, and that's where the stops come into play. I mean, continuing to build on that confidence that you can go anywhere and win anywhere, and it also really shows how important certain things are. The standard that we're going to play competitively and defensively. If we have that every time, we're always going to have a chance, especially with a player that can do some of the things offensively that Marcus does. But I thought on Saturday, I mean, we came out really ready to play. In the first half, we withstood just a crazy effort by Whitaker coming in and hitting 6 straight threes. For a freshman to do that, obviously we have a freshman when he's out there that has kind of made that impact on some games. But, I mean, he really turned that game around. We were in pretty good control, and he put them back in front. And you know what? We withstood that, and Ferris comes out and goes up 10 in the second half, and we respond with a 14-0 run. I mean, it was just guys just keep competing and keep fighting. And honestly, we're a little bit deeper, so even when we're in some foul trouble, we're not really dropping off to the level we need defensively and competitively. Oh, for sure. And obviously Marcus deserves all the credit he's getting, but we have a lot of guys that are really buying into roles that aren't that glorious. And, I mean, they thrive in those roles and aren't worried about shooting, aren't worried about whatever. I mean, you look – I don't know what Ferris's game plan entirely was, but I think to a certain extent it was Marcus is probably going to get his. Let's try to stop everybody else. I mean, they doubled Dawson Norgard hard that entire game. And you know what? We went to Dawson to start overtime, and he got a bucket because it was probably the first time that it wasn't a real hard double. The second time we went to him, the double came again. We got a layup on this. Dodge gave Nate an assist for a wide open layup, and you go up 4 and kind of set the tone to win the game in overtime without Marcus really being involved. And that just shows that we do have other guys that can step up, and even when Marcus is going crazy, everybody's doing their role around him, even if it doesn't get recognized as much. 100%. And, I mean, the one thing is he's a huge rock for us defensively, and he had a couple of unfortunate calls in the Ferris game and had himself in some foul trouble, but he was able to stay in there, and we were able to match up his minutes pretty well with their 7-footer Clarabout, which was vital. Just kind of neutralizing that a little bit, and you know what, he's there for overtime, makes a couple huge plays, and was solid the entire game defensively. And there's still a lot of room for him to grow against the double teams. I mean, Lake State was doubling him, and he sees it on film, and it's still hard when you're getting doubled to always see him because sometimes it's a hard place to make some passes, but he's doing a good job of getting it out. He's not turning it over. And as he continues to grow, we're going to get higher and higher percentage looks out of his double teams. Oh, Gabe's just unbelievable. I mean, he's so fun to coach, fun to have on your team. He plays so hard every single possession, and just does things that are unique with his length and his instincts. And he just can disrupt anybody. It's funny watching really good offensive players see Gabe get switched on him, and it takes them one or two times to realize, yeah, I'm probably not going to try to go at him. The first time they see it, it's everybody get out of the way, I'm going at this kid. And then one or two possessions of that, they're giving it back up to somebody else. It's just, he's such a weapon to have on the basketball court. His offense is, he shoots it really well in practice. I don't know that he's ready to be a great shooter in the game. In drills and in live practice, he makes a ton of threes, and he's going to be a good shooter in this league. But right now, he's starting to gain some confidence finishing around the basket, and he's really good at that. And you saw it this weekend. I think he was 8 and 12 points or 10 and 12 points, whatever it was, 9 and 12. He can do that. He can get to the rim, and he's so long and has great touch around the rim. He's going to keep making baskets, and he crashes hard. He runs the floor hard. He does things that get you easy baskets too. 100%. We're showing we can win them all, but the scary thing is, we haven't really accomplished anything yet. We're in a great spot the first time through the league, and all 10 of those games are losable. You just look at the league. We lost. The team coming in Thursday beat us, and we didn't make free throws. We didn't, but they're right there with everybody. They could have beat Parkside. They could have beat Grand Valley. They could have beat Ferris. They're a really good defensive team that's really going to ugly it up. And it's going to be a rock fight. Roosevelt went into Wayne State last night and won. It's just, we're proving that we're good enough to win any of the 10 games we have left in the regular season, but we can also lose any of the 10. And the teams we got at home are really good, and the places we're going are tough places to win. Yeah, I do think we'll shoot it a little better in our gym. But they're going to try to go at us inside. And honestly, since that game, we were in serious foul trouble there, but I think we found a couple other bigger bodies that we're starting to get some confidence in with Peyton. And Luke's been practicing well. I think Grant's still coming along. Where if we do get in there, we won't have to go as small as we did down at Davenport, where we can at least match some size up there with their front court if we are in foul trouble. Hopefully we're not in foul trouble, knock on wood. I think both of these teams are really going to be physical, and they're really going to try to throw a lot of different things at you defensively. We struggled to score. They're probably our two ugliest offensive games of the year on the road. Hopefully it cleans it up a little bit where we have more guys comfortable shooting. But we're really going to have to execute. You have to take care of the ball. Both of them will throw some zones and some traps at us, and they're athletic and physical, and you still have to. I think both of their strengths are on the defensive side, but you still have to guard them. They got good players, and we got to be sharp on that side of the ball. We just got to execute offensively.